Good afternoon, ladies. I am so excited that you are here to be a part of the Greater Manhattan Community Foundation podcast. The title of our podcast is Philanthropy Today, and we are currently in a unique series, that we are just featuring guests to talk about the transformative power of scholarships. I know many people understand scholarships either because they have received one. I was a recipient of scholarships while I was in college, which made a huge difference. So generally they're pretty well understood, but they're also a very unique way for people to learn about philanthropy. If you've ever received a scholarship or established a scholarship, often that's kind of what I call it's kind of an early introduction to how transformative giving can be for others. Sometimes people we know, sometimes people we don't know. So today I have with me two wonderful guests from Frankfort, Kansas, Linda Fincham. I got that right, Linda?
Yes.
Thank you. And Hailey Stevens. Linda serves as the Vice President of the Frankfort Community Foundation Board of Directors, and Hailey is a scholarship recipient maybe a little while ago.
Actually, just a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. And today we'll have a conversation just to explore how scholarships can change lives and foster community development. So let's begin with you, Linda, and then follow up with you, Hailey, to just introduce yourselves.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Frankfort, lived there almost all my life, and I worked for 35 years at the courthouse as Register of Deeds, and then retired and went to work then for 10 years at the First National Bank at Frankfort. And decided then finally to retire again, kind of semi, and then I went back to the courthouse for a year and a half, but this time I said, that's it, I'm done, so I retired fully then. And I've done a lot of work as far as with the Frankfort Community Foundation. As I said, I think I've been there pretty close to 12 to 15 years that we've been aboard, and been vice president most of that time, working with the other board members. And about, I'm not sure, 5 years ago now, we got into match day, started working on our match days, and have finally, it took us a while to learn what the foundation was and what it involved, but it was started by a family of Art and Millie Neal from Frankfort, who had lost their only child as a child, and they wanted to pass on something to the community.
Wow.
And so they had this set, or they didn't set it up, but they asked their family to do this. And so we have several members of that family that's on the board, and we have always done, things around the community or try to do things for the community, but Match Day has made it so much more helpful. And it's, instead of people thinking that we were wanting to get money from them, they finally realized we're trying to help you get money for your organization and for what you need it for. And so that kind of leads into, we decided to do the match day and then set up different funds. And that's kind of how Hailey got, we got her started with the care home, Frankfort Community Care Home, as coming on board with a fund. And when my parents were both at the care home, they had been there about 2.5 to 3 years, both of them. And then my mom passed away first. And with money from her memorial, we went in a different direction because she'd been really active in the part of the church that did lots of cooking and doing all that activity in the kitchen. So we wanted to do something towards that area. But my dad was a railroader all of his life, and he didn't really have any hobbies that much except like Legion and that thing. So he became really involved with, both of them did actually when they were there, with the people that worked at the care home. My mom was very social, And my dad, they didn't share a room. They had room right across the hall from each other, but they spent all day together in the same room. And so when the nurses would come in and out, or the aides, they would visit and like to find out what's going on. And there was a couple of the girls that worked there that were going on to college to get further education in the medical field. And so when Dad passed, that's what we decided to do with his memorial money was,
Wonderful.
Because I remember hearing him ask, well, did you get to school today? Like one of the students went to, you didn't go to Concordia, did you? Yeah. She went, and what I'm thinking of, she drove every day to Concordia and back and then worked the night shift. And you went to
I did mine online.
Yeah, and continued to work during that time while she was, taking classes. So that's kind of how we started it. And so I said I want to do something that Dad would be proud that these girls have gone on, and Mom too, but both of them would be proud that they've gone on to work. Continue to work at the care home, or Hailey has, and then we have the newest recipient is going to be starting. Well, maybe she has started.
She started last week.
Okay, and she's doing that. She's driving to Concordia to finish her education as an RN, and then she is a co-DON.
Yeah, she's a director
of nursing.
Okay.
And so she's, as far as I know, she's planning on coming back. I mean, she's still there now. She's still working as
Gosh.
and taking her classes. So
That's great background. Thank
yeah.
you, Linda. And so, Hailey, start with where you started as far as who you are.
Well, I was born and raised in Iowa, and I was a transplant to Manhattan because of one of my friends. And then I met my other half, and he is from Blue Rapids, Kansas, and will never leave Blue Rapids. So that is where we are. And when I had my first baby, I worked in Manhattan. And after having him, I was like, I can't do this drive anymore. So I had to find something closer to home.
Sure.
And ended up at the care home there in Frankfort as a charge nurse.
Okay.
And my roles transitioned quickly from charge nurse to infection prevention to the MDS role, which is the way that we bill. And then I decided, because we were having some major changes at the care home, that maybe I could be an administrator. So I went back and got my bachelor's, and then the administrator that was there was getting ready to retire, so I did my administrator and training under him.
Wow, great timing.
Mm-hmm.
You were fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
she was. It kind of fell into place for her.
Yeah. So did you know Linda's folks? Were you?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I loved them. They were great.
That is so wonderful that those relationships with the staff really motivated you guys to see how can we benefit those individuals to
Right.
continue their education.
And so far, all three that have gotten the scholarship worked there and knew my mom and dad. Like I said, the scholarship really, we kind of did it because of Dad's memorial money, but really it's deep down, it's from both of them. I mean, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, Linda, tell me, what are some, when you were thinking about establishing this scholarship, did you have some expectations, some things that you thought might occur because your generosity was going to support education?
We hoped that it would continue and we'd be able to give every year a scholarship. Now, we did run into, I think it was kind of like COVID years, that we didn't really have someone apply. And I think it was because, well, first of all, the stipulation was you had to go into the medical field, and we didn't open it up to high school. We were trying to give it to just people that were there working at the care home. But we may have to do that, in the future, open up to seniors at high school, because they do have students that work at the care home through their senior year and that. So if they're planning on going into medicine in some way, then they would qualify to receive a scholarship.
Sure, and that's great experience. Starting as a CNA, you learn a lot. That Certified Nurses Aid program, I think, tells you whether you are destined to be a healthcare provider or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our scholarship it's not that huge of a scholarship, but you can apply for it more than once, I believe. if I remember the.
So it's renewable.
It's renewable for one other time. Yes.
Great.
So.
Well, as I look at you, Hailey, and realize that you are an administrator, which is the chief leadership role, you are probably always looking for new talent. Mm-hmm. Would having the opportunity to offer a scholarship, do you see that as an advantage for recruitment?
It is very much an advantage, and it helps to, like, I have a list, honestly, of scholarships that they can apply for if they want to go into the medical field. And our list keeps growing, and if they want to work longer even at the care home, then the care home will help support that education for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure you wake up every day thinking about how do I not only recruit but retain.
Mm-hmm. We're very fortunate right now. We have a very good team of staff, and they are pretty well set, I think, where they're at. They're pretty happy. We got a pretty good team.
That says a lot about your leadership. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, making sure the culture of the organization continues. Absolutely. Well, when you learned about the scholarship, Hailey, what motivated you when you first heard about it? Was it an inspiration? What were your thoughts?
Well, Linda motivated me to apply.
I can see that, Linda.
Could have drug her along.
So I did. I applied for it and received it, and it was a great help.
Good. Were there challenges along the way?
Going to school or just?
Yeah, working, going to school, being a mother, being a wife.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it was a big juggling act. My other half took my oldest, and he would go find things to do on the weekends with him so that I could study and do my homework.
Get your schooling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or sometimes I would have to clock out at work and do my homework at work and then finish it up and send it in and then work. Or I would have to work from home. Like, it was a lot of juggling different tasks for work and school to get everything done.
Sounds like you have a very supportive husband.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
That's really nice.
But I think if you want it bad enough, you'll make it, and that's what she did. So.
Well, the one thing about education is once you have it, it can never be taken away.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's an achievement that's lifelong.
Mm-hmm.
Are you considering furthering your education? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Well, no, I don't think so. I have moments where I'm like, maybe I'll go on and get my master's, but it's a lot of work, and don't think I want to go back to school right at the moment. So.
Yeah, got to wait for the right time. How old are your kiddos?
I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, so.
Oh, you're busy.
Yes, very busy. The 8-year-old starts school tomorrow, so.
Yeah, maybe in 10 years.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully we'll still have scholarships, so.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. Well, back to scholarships. How do you see scholarships impacting the broader community?
Well, as a member of the Frankfort Community Foundation, we have quite a few scholarships that are given out. And one of the other board members is Tom Schrader, and he is the not the guidance counselor, but he's the whatever up at the high school that really works with the students and sees that they get the scholarship forms and stuff to fill out. Mm-hmm. And so he sees about that, and we actually have gotten his form that he uses for the students to give to the people down at the care home. And then also, like I said, we may end up opening it up to high school students because I don't like, like I said, the year that COVID was so bad, we didn't have anybody apply. And it's like people have been good to help fund. We funded to begin to get it started, but Match Day has helped us to be able to keep growing a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that money to sit and not be used. I want to get it out to somebody that's going to use it. So
absolutely.
And Hailey, she started it, and then we had the second recipient was Megan, and she started it, and I think she's still working at a nursing home or care home.
She's back with us now.
Oh, she's back where? Oh, I didn't know she was back. I hadn't seen her. And then Sarah is the new recipient, and she's working at Frankfort Care Home and going to school. So it's been a start, and I want to try to keep it going. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Hailey, how does this make you feel about contributing to the scholarship? Is this something that you would aspire to do?
I actually have donated to it since I've gotten it, so.
Good for you.
The foundation is very supportive of the care home, and I am supportive of the other things they have going for it.
Well, it's kind of a paying it forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wonderful.
I can't remember how many different funds we have right now, but I think we have, of course, they can up and down, but I think we have like 33, 35 funds that are in Match Day.
That's amazing.
In the foundation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Match days are a lot of fun, aren't they?
Match days are fun.
No matter.
It's amazing to sit there and watch that leaderboard move like that. And, the first year we did it, we didn't know what to expect. Well, the first 3 years we didn't know what to expect because we just were so amazed the first year, and we just kept thinking it was a fluke. It couldn't have really happened.
Yeah. People aren't this generous.
But we began our education, and then we started getting other people educated about how Match Day can work and how it can increase everything for your community. And I mean, it's helped a lot of organizations in the community. And like I said, at first they thought, when we tried to explain things, they thought, oh, they just want our money. But no, it's if you're going to donate, you need to donate through this and see where it's going to go and be the most help to the community. So
yeah, I love the way Match Day seems to be just this point of pride in the community. Everybody gets, once you kind of catch the vibe and the enthusiasm and that sense of the opportunity to give to something that's meaningful to you, and all the ways it enriches the future of the community, and it puts a smile on everybody's face.
Yes. And then Frankfort was able to be one of the ones that got the Patterson grant. And so that's been a big help as well. And we've tried to, we did that again with the care home it's kind of out of the scholarship realm, but the care home was another one that we worked on getting grants then out to local people, funds that needed to do a project, that they had a certain project they were working on, and so the care home was one that got it, and the scholarship we got a small part of that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
so
the Patterson family, I had the distinct honor of knowing Neil. Back in my former life, I was at Kansas State University and worked with Cerner, the corporation he helped start. And that family is doing remarkable things.
Yes. Yeah.
I love their mission to, further enhance rural communities in western Missouri and the whole state of Kansas. I think, thinking about the impact they are making and in the small communities, and we've got a lot of grateful people to the Patterson family. Yeah.
We are very grateful for the grant that we got from them, as well as Match Day and the scholarships at the care home.
Tell me about that, Hailey, the grant that the Patterson family...
It was for $5,000 to beautify the outside of the care home, basically, and we need some painting done, so
nice.
We're going to use that for painting on the outside of the care home.
Yeah, again, just sometimes it's those things that really make us wake up and smile, and being surrounded by beauty is really important. Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much for your insights and your dedication to the power of philanthropy, and certainly furthering your education through the generous gift of scholarships.
Thank
Linda.
You.
Very nice that you honored your parents this way. And Hailey, you get to benefit, and I think the future is very bright for you both.
Well, it wasn't just me. My brother and sister-in-law and their family had, we all did it together.
Took a team.
Yeah, I shouldn't just say me, but we all felt that way, that it was well-deserving way to use our dad's money, memorial money. So.
Honoring him and what would make him smile and be very proud. Yes. Well, thanks again for being here. Appreciate the chance for you guys to share with all of us the power of scholarships, the Frankfort Community Foundation, and the way you're growing and continuing to serve the needs in your community. It's very exciting.
Well, thanks for
being
having
with
us.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Enjoyed it.
You're welcome.